Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Real Talk with Papa Moon. You've guessed it, I'm your host, Papa Moon. Welcome in today, everybody. We have a special guest, a really good friend of my son, the producer, Eli. He's become a really good friend of mine over the years. He is a host, a producer, a storyteller, and he's a voice of Cleveland sports. To my right, he's the man, Anthony Alford. We refer to him as Double A. Welcome in. How are
Man,
you?
I feel honored. Like I seen the studio here. Is like I'm and the crazy thing, I've been here before multiple times.
Absolutely.
And to see the setup that you guys have together, you got the signs here. There's some real talk with Papa Moon candles over there, which I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why did I not have these kind of setups? But I love it, like all of this, and I also can go behind the wall and see. Oh, that's where Eli tapes every Sunday when we do main event.
Yeah,
So it's a little behind the fourth wall a little bit, or breaking the fourth wall, I should say.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, he's sitting over there doing his thing for me and I greatly appreciate him. But so how's your day been?
It's good. I'm sure. It's funny, here in Cleveland, we say this every year: hate the snow, hate the snow, hate the snow. Yet here we are once again. Every, but I'll tell you what. Today in particular, I don't know, lake effect, things like that. Bedford, we got hit like hard, and it's usually you find out, who can drive, who can't drive. Who's the man on the streets. And they mean that on the road. Like, dude, I'm not gonna speed with there's ice on the road. Like, what are we doing? I can't be doing all of that. But no, it was great. Earlier, Monday through Fridays, I work my day job at Cherry Media. So media research analyst. So on the radio side, my division is the radio. So it's actually really cool to see, different, sponsors and what they're looking for. So our job is to grab whatever demographic information, major companies like iHeart and Odyssey, Cumulus, and some of the other stations, you know, hey, they want to get intel on, demographic information they have for their stations for a potential client. Let's say it's like a fast food or, you know, HVAC, something like that. We pull that information, and, they're lengthy reports, especially for multiple stations. So we do that. That's my 9 to 5. We were joking before the show. Usually in between that, I get my water also down like three or four
Or four.
or four. I made that clear, like, or four cups of coffee in there too. So that's usually the that's the big part of the weekday. And then uh, if I'm not podcasting, here with Inside Edge with the wrestling show or main event, um, usually for me, I work out. I go to the gym. It's crazy to me. You know, man, it's great. Living at home by yourself, basically, which I do. But when I took the job that I have now, we had an office here in town. I think it was in Seven Hills. We had an office. It was great, but the company shut down the office, so it's now completely work from home.
Okay.
So my way of getting out of the house and, like, let me, mental health things like that. I go to the gym and work out, and I've done it now consistently for uh, about a year and a half now,
Wow.
and I feel I haven't felt this good since I was competing in sports in high school. Like, it really feels good. Um, I don't really have, like, I do have like internal goals, but it just feels good to get in there and just work out. And finally, it's crazy. It's like, well, when do you see results? A year and a half in, now I'm starting to really, really feel the results. So um, That's my long-winded answer to your question of what I do daily.
Hey,
And then when I come home, I shower, air fry my dinner.
okay.
I have the, the number one used, the two most used items in my home are obviously the shower and my air fryer.
Okay.
That is, if I don't have my air fryer, I mean I can make dinner, but that air fryer is everything.
Hey, look. Hey, you're talking to two single guys, me and Eli, and our best friends in the kitchen is the air fryer
Mhm.
and the crock pot.
Yeah,
Yeah, the crock pot's our best friend. So this is two bachelors just doing their thing. Like bachelor just doing your thing. The air fryer.
I have to use my crock pot more. When the office shut down, that was one of the items that I got was the crock pot. I need to
Yeah.
use it more. I have it at home.
I love the crock pot. It's a game changer. Definitely a game changer.
Yeah, I could tell even with the pregame meal you provided
That's
before the
right.
show. I
That's right,
appreciate it. Thank
everybody. Chicken and rice
you.
made by yours truly, Papa Moon. Yeah.
Did Eli tell you I had a show proposal for Inside Edge? I think he told you.
No, we do. I think he touched on it, but go ahead and tell us.
We need a cooking show.
And I think I know a person to do it.
Yeah, but like I'm not going to be the one to cook.
We're going to be the testers.
That's right. That's all we want. That's all we want. If you here's my plea to our audience. If you know how, and I know you got somebody too, if you know how to cook, reach out.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll only be there to eat though. I mean, like you
That's
said, we'll
right.
be there to test.
It'd be a cool show. The show would be really cool if it was like a Martha Stewart and a Snoop Dogg kind of like how they did their show. Would that not be a funny
That
show?
would be great.
I don't want to say it would be entertaining. It'd be funny, and I tell you what, I think you guys are going to love it. We're working on it.
We're working on it. I can't confirm nor deny that the cooking will come with weed, but other than that,
Hey, hey, you're the program
hey,
director.
get high with greens. your farmer's market. we don't get that going.
Hey, look, hey Snoop Dogg, if you're watching,
Hey,
we'll bring you on the show.
hey, listen. We support everything. Whatever you want to do, whatever. No, I don't care. I don't care if it's cooking in secondhand smoke. I don't care. No, but no, that's my dream. There's I have a ton of show
Okay.
ideas.
So those of you who don't know, um, Anthony is the program director for Inside Edge, what we're on right now, and so let's go ahead and dive into it then.
So a couple things before I express the ideas. I want to give a quick shout out. The reason why this network started in the first place. Um, the owner, Peter Tulloch.
Okay.
And Pete, I've worked with for years now. It sounds like forever, but it's been since COVID. I think 5 years now.
Okay.
Um, he had an opening for high school football with the Chagrin Valley Conference, CVC TV. And, there was an opening, and I jumped on to do those games. And what was impressive about everything that Pete does, the production quality and the attention to detail on the video production is so strong. And he is so passionate about video production, putting out a good product. It's amazing. For high school football, CVC TV, we cover some of the smaller schools in the area,
Okay.
but like successful ones, like Kirtland, won a state championship again. Lake County Perry won a state title a few years ago. A lot of other nearby schools, are in the conference. And I have to imagine we put out a better product on that front than like some of the bigger schools
Wow.
that show games. Like it's crazy. So, um, you know, he ran another podcast, Voice of the Land, and then he approached me and my CVC broadcast partner Kyle Cornell, and we both worked together at WTAM years ago, and we were actually in the same class. Eli was 1 month ahead of us. he was in the July 2015 class. I was in the August 2015 class. And Pete approached me and Kyle. It's like, hey, we got a studio. Do you want to do, a podcast? And we're like, sure, but we didn't just want to do. It's like everybody does a Browns podcast.
Right.
We didn't want to do, just Browns, anything like that. We were both very passionate. Still are, very passionate about pro wrestling. So we started the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, which a week ago we just celebrated our 100th episode.
All right.
Of,
I don't have sound effects, but I'm gonna clap it up. That's awesome.
I figure that will be here next time I'm here.
We're working on it. We're working on it. But no, that's awesome.
No, so from that point, us and Pete, we've worked on different ideas and stuff, and the Inside Edge Network was a grand idea. We've seen what other entities like Big Play, and a few others. Plus, again, the local radio stations. Digital is where it's at, and you've seen it firsthand. Like digital is where it's at, and it's a continued learning process. What I wanted to do with Inside Edge, I wanted everyone on our staff. I wanted people who can touch every form of lifestyle. So yes, we do sports, but we do mental health. We do, local issues here. We do entertainment. We have a show that covers reality shows. So we do all of that. We cover college. Like there's a wide scope of things that we cover. I personally like this show because you do dive into. First off, you do a great job.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're a producer. I don't know about, but you do a great job.
We're working on him.
Eli does a great job producing this, and then your ability to dive into the guest. We were just talking about James, an episode you did not too long ago, telling their stories, and I want it, everybody has a story that deserves to be told, and that's why I really love about this show is that everyone has an opportunity to tell their story and do a great job with it. And what's great about this is completely grassroots. We have a lot of people who are hungry to be successful, and not only on air is great, but they want to find ways. You and Eli do a great job. You want to find extra ways to not just do the show, unplug, and go on with your day, but how can this, a hobby, become a business? How can this, what we're doing now, oh, this is cool, this is fun. Wouldn't it be cool and fun to one of these days, form business relationships, make money off of podcasting and doing other things? So it's so great to be in the first inning of that right now. And I'm so appreciative of you. I'm appreciative of Eli and Rob, Autumn, Christy, Chad, TK, Ryan. And the other thing, too, about this, everybody since, what's the worst show you have done? It's the first show.
Yeah, absolutely, 1,000%. I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah,
I was definitely a nervous wreck. But as I go on, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
I enjoy bringing it to the people, Papa Moon's people, Inside Edges, and it's just I don't know. I'm thrilled to do it. I love doing it every week.
It's amazing, and I can see. And what we had to break through was, all right, once you get, actually, here's the funny thing about the nerves, right? I don't know if you feel this way, but I know, now being on this side as talent, this feels good, by the way.
That's right. You're from producer to talent today.
When you do your first show, I remember this when I was at 92.3, and even WTAM. The first show is always the most nerve-wracking because all day long, you're like, maybe I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. Maybe this is not for me. And then you're in the studio. No matter how much prep you've done for that first show, you still feel like can't do this. can't do this. Like, why me? You got a producer, who, they're doing their best, but it's like, oh, I don't know about this. And then the scariest moment, it's like the roller coasters at Cedar Point, is the countdown. It's 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. And then it hits you. When the red light's on, somebody got to start talking. I ain't letting the other guy talk. It might as well be me. And then whatever comes out, comes out.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and that's a feeling that never goes away, but it becomes easier to manage after the first few shows.
Yeah, I'm finding it I'm finding it easier and easier to do the shows, and I find out if I just enjoy them, just have the conversation, just and anybody that knows me knows I can talk. They know I can talk. But I enjoy talking. I enjoy meeting good people. I enjoy bringing out bringing good stories to the life, and that's you've given me the opportunity. I know he was talking about the podcast, and one day Eli comes to me. He tells me about the Inside Edge, and he's like, Anthony wants you on it. I was like, let's go. Let's go, man. I'm like, this is, because I was approached by some other podcasters about almost 2 years ago now. Um, no, maybe it's a year, but anyways, they approached me and they said, you know what? When we meet you, Jer, we met you. You're like such a good guy. You have such a good attitude towards everybody. We think that your podcast would do really, really well. We want you to we would love for you to do a podcast. So they got me interested in it, and you pushed me you gave me the kick in the butt to get it off the ground, so I appreciate that.
No problem. You're an amazing storyteller. My man, you go to every every one of Eli's shows, almost every one, and the way, and Eli and the collective, and I say this 1,000 times, but I don't say it enough. They do a great job. They're growing each and every single day. If you've not checked them out, you need to go to their shows in 2026. But
Yeah.
you hold court at their shows. You when people know when Papa Moon is in the building, people know. People know. And the way that you uh, are able to just hold court with the entire audience at his shows it's amazing. It's amazing.
I
I
appreciate
love
that
every
too.
bit of it. Even little things, just like, you know, I have dessert. You need to eat this while while Eli and everyone's performing. I remember um, Moon Bash. That's the one that like sticks out. That's the whole 12-hour music festival basically, and I get in there. It's like, dude, you gotta get these cupcakes. You better smash on these cupcakes.
And you better take some home, because I got 100 of them and nobody's eating them. I was like, what is everybody watching their weight? We
Yeah.
need to get rid of these cupcakes. It's like, come on, man.
And the thing is, just because I work out, I still eat.
Yeah.
I still, listen.
You indulge.
Yes, because again, you only get. I'm not, obviously manage, do whatever you need to do, health wise to take care of yourself. But you do get one shot at this.
Yeah.
You get one shot at this. So,
Yeah.
gotta make the most of it. It flies. So you gotta make the most of it.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Back to the moon bash real quick here. I thought a funny story. You and I were sitting up there at the front, where I was sitting up there, you sat next to me, we were talking, and Dre Walton comes on.
Mm.
And I was like, you gotta hear this guy. This guy is so good. This guy is really, really good. You're like, I was in class with this guy. I know this guy. I'm like, oh man, this ruins it all. I mean, I thought I was gonna show you something cool. But yeah, that was the first time I ever heard him actually perform live.
There were a lot of great performers
Oh my goodness.
across the board. And I heard Dre, but I didn't hear a lot of the others beforehand. There was a
Yeah.
lot. Our boy, our oh man, Michael Bohm. was in one of the
Oh,
groups near the end of the night.
yes.
He was in there.
I
I'm
t-
like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen him since the fan. You know what I mean?
man, you see, I mean, he rocks out, does he not?
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, hey, it looks like he just came out of the shower when he gets off the stage because, man, he does not stop moving. He does rock out.
yeah.
He rocks out.
It's amazing how much those performers, and I heard this from wrestling years ago. It's like, man, it's like you need audience participation. Like, well, it's up to the performers to drive audience participation. I'm like, well, that's part of it, but I've learned over the years, you know, audience participation and support really enhances and drives the performers to perform at their absolute best.
I think, yeah, I think they feed off of it.
Hmm.
The energy. They feed off the energy, which, that's, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, they always want the crowd to come forward. I think is, they're feeding off that energy. So
Well, we're all nervous wrecks, right? We just in high school, it's like, okay, senior year, I'll go to homecoming. Senior year, you gotta go homecoming, but I ain't going in the middle of the floor. I'm good at the wall. Wall dance. I'm good there at the wall. Don't worry about me. I'm good at the wall. And then, I don't think I ever told you. I told Eli this before. So at prom, so grew up in Maple Heights. Um, you know, fine community. Maple Heights High, we have our prom, I believe, at the Renaissance Hotel. I don't remember if it was called that back then, but it was fancy hotel. I think it was the Renaissance. And, it's a long day. It's fun, but it's a long day.
yeah,
We're sitting at our table and say, all right, we're ready for dinner. And I see the chef, they, water and stuff like that. I see the chefs start to roll out the chicken, roll out the meat, whatever it was, chicken and everything like that. And then two of my classmates got into a fight over a girl. I didn't care who won that fight. I watched those chefs roll that chicken back into the kitchen
no,
because these two idiots were up here fighting. So we went from, oh, cool, we about to eat. It's 8 o'clock, which is already late. Like, we about to go ahead and eat. They had to remake the food. We didn't eat till 9 o'clock.
that's not good. That's not that's not good. Yeah, I think I went to my prom, but I'm not gonna lie, I went by myself, and I was doing the Urkel right in the middle of the floor, and I didn't even care. I I was not wall dancing at all. Okay, let's face it. I don't shy away from much. I'm I can stand up in front of 10,000 people and I'm okay with it. But yeah, that stinks. They took the food away though.
Yeah, I get it. I don't question the decision, but it's just, it's like the Browns. Well, actually, no, it's not. The Browns never win. Better example, the '97 World Series, Game 7.
Oh my
You
god.
see the trophy.
No.
You see the trophy.
Oh, I know. They
They
had
pull it away.
they had our lockers taped up. Let me tell you. 97 World Series sitting in my living room. That was the year Eli, my firstborn, was born. And I'm like, I'm an avid baseball fan. And I'm like, I can't believe it. This is the year
Mm-hmm.
that they're gonna win. They're gonna win on the year my son was born. This is too good. Too good to be true, right? And it was too good to be true, like we all know. So we're sitting there watching it, and God rest my brother-in-law Danny. He was sitting there and he had on the Marlins hat, and I had on my Cleveland gear. And when he lost, he was laughing and jumping up and down. I walked to the door politely, open up the door. I go, he said, he looked at me like, what? I go, his sister, Marianne, my wife at the time, says to me, are you kicking my brother out? I go, you could go too. Because I was beyond myself. I was beyond myself because let's face it, I need a World Series,
Yeah.
and we're still trying. So
2016 had to hurt.
that was bad too. I mean, we gave it up to the Cubs of all teams. Come on, we should have kept them down, but we didn't. It's okay. It's okay because you know what? I'll always support Cleveland sports, win, lose, or draw. Unfortunately, that's just how we're bred here in Cleveland, huh?
I'm very thankful to this day that your son is still one of my best friends because after what I did to him.
I think we touched on it the other day, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I have to because he's producing, he can't share his end of it. But and we're at Game 7 together outside on the Gateway because we're regular humans. We ain't got World Series money to go
Right.
inside, but we'll watch at the Gateway. It was great. I didn't even know my brother was going to be there. My brother showed up and everything. It was cool.
Nice.
And Rajay Davis did his thing. Then the rain delay. We all know what happened there. So we walked back, and it rained. Like this time, it like rained. Now it would have been feel good rain if we had won the World Series. That would have been like, oh my goodness, we won the World Series. It's raining too. It's like the angels are dropping. It's all good. Like life is good. So Eli and I we walked back to the car. Dejected like the rest of Cleveland. The next day, we go to the All Sports Cleveland studios. We record the live main event, and our buddy, our co-host Rob Rosicki, does the opening monologue, which I think took like 20 minutes, and then sorry, Rob, I'm sure it was 2 minutes, but I'll say it's 20. And then he finally swings it around. I think he went to me first. He was like, "So, you guys were down there. What did you think of the World Series?" And I flipped it over to Eli. It was like, Eli, you've been waiting for this opportunity your entire life. You and your dad. You talk about how close this was to winning it all. And it was right there. Rajay Davis hit that homer. It was there. It was there for the taking. Until it wasn't.
Absolutely.
How does that make you feel?
No.
It was right there, Double A. It was right there. Yes. He clutched his fist too. It's like, like, dog. I'm feeling it. And meanwhile, because this is a radio production, nobody, there's no cameras. I'm in the corner bawling, laughing. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing radio. This is amazing radio. Except I was a fan too. I hurt. I was hurting. That's my only positive memory of the World Series. Other
Yeah.
than that, I'm sorry it came at Eli's expense there, but Eli's got me back more ways than one over the years since. So I will at least claim to that story. So
That's funny. Look at him. Look at him. He's losing his mind. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's one day we'll get it. Hey, shout out to the Cavs 2016.
Mm-hmm.
At least we got a championship. You know what? And I don't think it healed the wounds from I mean, it didn't make you feel better, but yet it still felt good. Does it make sense?
It felt great personally because for a lot of reasons. Obviously, you never feel it's crazy. You go an entire lifetime without your teams winning at all,
Yeah.
which is nuts when you really think about it. Like the Browns haven't won since '64.
Like I wasn't even born.
Guardians, Cleveland Indians since 1948. I remember working at TAM around this time, usually between Christmas and New Year's. There's like a 2-part episode we have to produce and put together of the classic airings of the 1948 World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Boston Braves. Like we had to put that all together. And classic baseball radio is really cool, by the way. Really cool. But the Cavs one was special uh, because of my one of my biggest sports heartbreaks as a now I'm 33 LeBron taking his talents to South Beach.
Right.
I still hate his shirt that he wore. I hate Frosted Flakes because Jim Gray asked him, "What cereal did you eat this morning?" before announcing that he was going to South Beach. And I think he said Frosted Flakes. I'm not going to fact check that, but I hate Frosted
We're
Flakes
gonna
because of that.
we're gonna have to do that later. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because I just want to know.
I actually now want to know what cereal
Maybe
that
Eli could check that for us.
that he answered, because if whatever it is, I will not eat again. Unless it's Fruit Loops. I love Fruit Loops. But
But didn't he wear it looked like a tablecloth, didn't it? Like
yes,
the shirt he wore. Yeah.
yes. And then he left. My dad called like 2 minutes before he announced the decision on television and said he's going to Miami. What was it, Eli? Fruity Pebbles. I hate Fruity Pebbles, so that's cool.
Oh man. Oh, that stinks. I love Fruity Pebbles, man. That's hard. Because I never really even it never dawned on me what he said he ate the morning of. Now, Fruity Pebbles is not going to hold a special place in my heart anymore. Thanks, Double A. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Switch to Kellogg's Fruit
No,
Loops.
well, I'll be okay with just Apple Jacks.
Okay.
We'll go to Apple Jacks.
Fair. The milk looks great after you eat the cereal. Like it's fantastic.
Hey, I'm gonna go to the grocery store next time I get there. I will knock all the all on the ground. No, I'm not. Walmart. I'm not doing it. I promise you.
Hey, you keep doing that, you gonna make your way over to Aldi's and get that off-brand cereal real quick. The cereal that comes in the bags, you're gonna get those.
Oh my gosh!
It's gonna be them Ziploc cereals.
You're never lying there. Oh yeah.
Honey Nut Fruitios instead of Cheerios. You're gonna get one of those. Are you kidding me?
That's funny.
But that Cavs championship was special because I didn't realize at the time that a year later my dad would pass away.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I didn't know. So it was just one of those things where the reason why I love sports is crazy. Both my parents I love deeply for different reasons.
Sure.
My mom is probably the greatest human that I know. The fact that she works like crazy. I cannot wait for her to retire. She's looking forward to retirement because she deserves it. She still, to this day, she works at Nestle. Her shift starts at 5 in the morning. She's up out the door at like 4 a.m.
Wow.
I did producing for King Carmen and Anthony Lima for 2.5 years. I thought waking up at 3 a.m. was bad for the 2.5 years I did it. She's just completed her 15th year at Nestle.
Wow.
Doing that shift. Wow. Was just crazy. And then before that, growing up, she worked at Hair Club for Men. And then before that, Best Cuts. So for the longest time growing up, I never had to go to the barbershop because she cut our hair. And I didn't understand. I took that for granted. Me and my brother, I can't speak for my brother, but I took that for granted. It's like, I don't have to go to the barbershop and spend money. Like, she'll go and cut our hair. But she did it. She worked very, very hard. She's the only human, period. Maybe Eli's a close second in this category that laughs at all of my jokes, which is very hard to do because as far as joke making, I compare myself to a baseball player. At best, I'm probably batting a 200 when it comes to good jokes that I deliver, and she laughs at every one of them. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand, but in terms of being determined to be the best and working hard and everything, like the reason why I work like crazy to make sure this network InsideEdge is successful and everything is because of my parents and my mom. Her attention to detail is crazy. And part of that might be fear, the fact that if I didn't wash all the dishes, a whooping was coming. So that might have been part of it. And we probably took that on. But you know, she held it down. My parents split when I was 8, and and my dad was always, situation, with mom during the week, dad during the weekends. But she held it down. As a single mom, during those important years, and she is still giving me an opportunity, to succeed. And you know, it's she's one of the funniest people I know. She's one of the most caring people I know. Um, you know, she does anything that I can envision a human being able to do. That's my mom. So it really starts there. And I love her to death. I really do. You know, my dad, my dad's the reason why this microphone's in front of my face right now. My dad was crazy when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. He had talk radio on in the car. Now, as an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, talk radio is punishment.
Facts.
Let's
Facts.
listen to talk radio, and I'm not even joking. We're talking, and back then, 92.3 The Fan didn't exist then, but uh, the ESPN Cleveland and TAM. So I was listening to sports, but I was also listening to Rush Limbaugh. I was also listening to Triv. And my dad did not lean conservative, but my dad wanted to hear what they had to say. My dad wanted to know all sides of the issues.
Sure.
So it's not just a closed minded kind of situation. My dad wanted, and he wanted me to hear what people were saying. And also, my dad, quite honestly, enjoys good radio.
Yeah.
So he enjoyed it. Like, I I remember the first time he flipped it on. All I hear, "Whoa, the drive-by media." Like, who the heck is this guy? It was like it's Rush Limbaugh, and you go from drive-by media to, "Hi, I'm Mike Trevisado for Window Nation."
Okay, yeah, good. That was good.
It's okay. Our buddy Jake does a much better job at impersonations than I do, but that's the best I can do.
That was good.
And then sports, Tony Rizzo, and again, this is before 92.3 The Fan, but Tony Rizzo, Greg Brenda, Kenny Rhoda, some of these other
Oh my gosh.
some of these other guys. I heard a little bit of Bruce Drennan, before he went to before he went to jail and in sports time. But, you know, some of those guys, Michael Ray guy, they were, my dad listened to those guys.
Wow.
So it's actually cool years later to be able to work with half of those guys.
Yeah.
Years later, run their board, produce their shows, talk to them. The funniest thing about radio is realizing, oh crap, that's their real voice.
Right. That's
Like
yeah.
that's the voice. Like Mike Snyder. I remember the first conversation I had with Mike Snyder at TAM was at like 6 in the morning in the bathroom. And
You heard it.
I heard it was I was coming out of the bathroom like,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? Mike Snyder, WT, you're Anthony. Like, yeah, that's me.
Wow. You're like, dude, you sound just the same way on radio.
But what made um, you know, my mom's amazing. My dad, we used to debate sports in the car. And I don't mean like cookie cutter, like, oh, did they do well? Uh-uh. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No. Why is Jeff Garcia the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? you know,
Mm.
all of those things. Like, if you are in our household, if you're in that household, especially once I got into sports, you can't just say this is a good player, this is a good team. Between my dad, my uncles, family, friends, you better be able to prove your point,
Back it up.
back it up. So I was never intimidated at like the big boys who do this because I had to survive the Alford household in terms of talking sports, and that alone is worth the price of admission.
Okay.
So, every Sunday the Browns lose. Which season? Yes, all of them. The Browns lose.
100%. 100%. Which one?
Yeah, and you think I rant? My dad, epic rants. I didn't even know what the word rant was, but that was him delivering. Like, it'll be full. It'll be 20 minutes in the car. It's like they need to run. They need to run the damn ball. That's right, Dad. They need to run the ball. Do that and everything. So, man, that was cool stuff. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, he passed in 2017, but I was so happy that he was able to experience, as a grown adult, a Cleveland championship.
Sure.
I know we had the Ohio State championships, which are great, but a Cleveland championship is what he wanted.
Right.
And
Right.
and LeBron and Kyrie, all of that, we was able to get it. I remember calling my dad, and he was just so excited, so happy. And I remember in
That's awesome.
2017, those last couple days before he passed, it was unexpected too. We were talking about how the Cavs could defend in 2017. He was talking about Kyrie and you know, how Kyrie was getting ready to dominate the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics in 2017, and how the Cavs, could they handle business, against, at that time, Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors at that point in time. So
Right.
we had those conversations. Um, I He got to witness. I did my very first talk show at WTAM as a host after
Nice.
like a Friday night post game show. Nick Camino, was sick, and but Nick Camino,
Yeah.
unintentionally, he gave me that opportunity. Hey, it's a Friday
Oh,
night.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Friday night. It was a Central Time Zone game against the Twins, and it was one of those, like, you know, I don't know if Nick wanted to stay for a 30-minute post game show on a Friday night at 11:30 at night.
Gotcha.
Hey, kid, you've been handling business, producing, you know your stuff. Here's your opportunity to talk sports on TAM. And I was so nervous that day. I had people call, but I had to like run my own board and stuff. I'm like, I'm not taking any calls. I was going to talk. Let me talk on the mic for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, get off the air, and hope I still have a job. And it turned out my dad was one of the callers.
Oh, how cool.
And looking back, man, I wish I would have took his call, but I didn't know. I didn't have a call screener.
Sure.
But I remember the look. I went back home, and the look my parents had when it's like, my son is on the radio.
Yeah. That's
Can't beat
awesome.
that. Really
Awesome.
can't beat that. And unfortunately, he was only able to witness one show before he passed. Um, so many questions I have,
Sure.
but it is what it is.
But you know what? It was meant to be. It was meant to be. That show was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
100%. 100%. You know what? Your work ethic, your knowledge of sports, it shows. It shows that as a child, you actually listened. You know what I'm saying? You paid attention and you thrived on it and you've learned from it. And it shows your parents did a great job.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And I don't want to leave out my brother either. My brother, my brother Will, big bro, um, complete businessman, graphic designer,
Wow.
and day in and day out handles his business. He, recently he's found him, or not recently, but like you know, he's heavily involved in his church, his church group and stuff. So he's doing a great job. We talk even on main event all the time about, like, man, can you have the right people in your circle? My brother's not afraid to say, like, hey, you need to move a little differently sometimes, or you are moving in the right way. Just keep it going, and my brother's doing that, and you know he is, the way he moves, the way he conducts business, the way, like, it's we have family gatherings, and he brings his laptop for work too. It's like he's working 24/7. My family, I feel sometimes that I'm lazy because my family works. They just do. Um, you know, I didn't mention this part about my dad. Every job has vacation time. My dad, was working at Outback in Macedonia. I think his plaque is still on the wall and at Outback. And it's like, dude, you gotta take vacation time. Like at least one day of vacation. He wasn't taking his vacations. It's like you gotta take at least one day of vacation,
Yeah,
and rest it. But again, my family works. It's crazy. And, you know, now we do put a lot of pressure on Will because he's gonna have to be the one to provide w- neither of us have kids. He's gonna have to be the one that provides the kids. It probably won't be me. It'll probably have to be him. He's met a special lady or he's known this special lady for a while, but they've connected. It looks like they're very serious. They might get something going, and that'll be fun.
absolutely.
Meanwhile, bachelor life's good here. I'm
Hey,
good.
yeah, no doubt, man. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but man, you figure it out. It was hard, I first moved. I burned water for goodness sake, bachelor life, you know. But wow, this has been I tell you, I've learned so much about you today that I've never known about you, and I love it, man. It's great. I mean, like I said, this is real talk, unscripted, unfiltered. I love it like this.
No, this is cool. If I realize, you mentioned the open storyteller, and it's like, you know, we watch. I watch your success. I watch Eli, you know, do his ups and downs and his rise back to the top, and I watch others, and it's like, you know, you mentioned, and if you haven't checked it out, let me go program director mode here for a second. If you have not checked out, you have released over these last few days, words of inspiration
Yeah,
daily. Your videos are fantastic,
thank you.
and one of the things that you said, I think the first or second one was, check on your neighbors, check on your loved ones, especially the strong ones, and it's like, man, that hits just because you know my job, and also I feel my obligation as a friend and everything is to make sure everybody else is good. But I rarely tell my own story. I've gone through radio, and I'll do the bullet point, like I've done this. I've you know graduated. Went to Maple Heights High, 2010. Graduated from Bowling Green, 2015. Got the degree or whatever from OMS in 2016. Um, Worked at WTAM for 5 years. Worked at 92.3 The Fan for X number of years. Inside Edge, podcast, da da da. Because we're men, right? As Steve Harvey said, like, we always men introduce themselves with their status first, in most cases. Whether it's professional status or, hey, I do this for a living. I have, you know, I'm married or I'm not married, and I have a son or I have a daughter. That's how men introduce themselves. But other than the bullet points, don't really talk about yourself. It's like, man, like I need to talk about my parents more. I need to talk about my family more. My grandma, um, who my grandma, uh, she's amazing and holds it down. Like the way that grandparents used to be, she is. In that an entire neighborhood referred to my grandma as their grandma.
Yeah.
As if you act up, grandma knows when you act up.
Right.
Like she
Yeah.
knows. Like you're getting like, and it was back in those days. I'm saying this like I'm old or anything like that, but it wasn't that long ago where if you did act up, other parents were allowed to whip you.
You know what? You're right, because you got to if you're down the street
Uh
5 houses from your house, you got a lump on your head every house till you got home.
huh.
You got one lump. Hey, what was that? How many lumps? One or two? Oh, you got one every house.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah,
know.
that whole the whole like it's I know I'm not gonna beat up on the younger kids. They just don't know. But the whole street light thing, that was a real thing.
Oh yeah,
That was a real thing. We had you know east side of Cleveland, East 93rd, Heath Ave. That area, always a basketball hoop on the street. It was always a universal rule. Car. Somebody game stops, move out of the way. There was always somebody with a ball. There was a field we had across the street. I think there used to be a house there because it probably was a house there because it's like a
like a
hump
driveway or something. Yeah.
where the basement probably used to be.
Okay.
And we play football, baseball on that field. It's little things that we as kids took for granted when we had it, when life felt really good.
Felt easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love driving now as an adult, but other than that, like, man,
Yeah, I don't.
I, today may be the exception.
I don't. But I have to say, I purchased a new vehicle, not new to me, an SUV
Mhm.
last year, and I tell you what, I'll never go back to another car again. The first SUV I've ever owned. Besides, yeah, I mean, I had a minivan with the kids, but I tell you what, driving don't bother me in the snow now because I
Mhm.
do have it. But if I don't have nowhere to go, I am not leaving this house, especially in this weather. I am not leaving this house.
uh,
So, but yeah, no, you're right. Life was easy when we were younger. Growing up, having responsibilities, whatever, stinks, stinks.
I know. I know.
So
It's good stuff. I'm sorry. I felt like I didn't answer. I know you have prepared
no,
questions. I
no,
did
hey,
not.
believe it or not, hey, look, I'm gonna look at him right now because I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you. I think you've hit almost every point that I've had on here, and it was beautiful, man. See, where did it start? You got it. Uh, BGSU and Ohio Media School. You got it.
Uh,
Look, side hustle. You got it.
uh,
I mean, you've hit on every point. Main event. So I mean, you've everything I've had wrote down. I've got 10 questions. You've hit every point, and that was you made my job easy tonight. Man, I that was a great story. Like I said before, I mean, this is what it's about. Great stories. Um, I can't say enough. It was a pleasure having you on here. So what I want to do now is I want you to look at Papa Moon's uh, fans and friends and inspire them. Tell them something, a good story, educate them, whatever. Like you tell them what you need to tell them or what you would like to tell them. I'm sorry.
well, number one, uh, everyone should read Green Eggs and Ham. It's a great book. What you may not know about Dr. Seuss books, they're actually pretty long. It's actually a ton of. Nah, I'm kidding. Actually, kind of kidding. They're actually long books. They don't tell you anything differently. No. I was just say to everyone, like, you know, every day you have an opportunity to be great, even if the day's not going the way you intended it to be. Um, you know, if for those who know me personally, this year has not been the easiest for me, and it's nobody's fault. Nobody's fault at all. Um, I had to learn how to move different this year, and there are times where everybody comes across where the seasons do change, and you got to move a little bit different. That's fine. It's okay. what I would encourage is, even if you have to move differently, even if the seasons are changing, the number one thing is to have a strong support group around you. Well, actually, I take that back. Number one is to have God in your life, and then number two is to have a strong support system around you. Uh, Ideally, hopefully, as family, but as you learn when you grow up too, like your friends could also be your family. So um, the crazy thing about Inside Edge and getting this thing back together is Eli, Rob, and I, we've always wondered, how could this show main event sound now that we're all seasoned professionals 10 years later, now that we've all gone through different trials and tribulations all this time. Like, what can we do? And doing that show every week, number one, I think has reconnected us on a more full-time basis, but also, like, man, we're freaking good at this. Like, and that's not just me saying it, Sports Illustrated. I'm kidding. That's I didn't mean Eli would like that. No, but I'm like, we're pretty good at this. Um, but to see where we all have gone through, where we have been, because I didn't realize, for whatever, like, man, sometimes depression is real, and you can go through a whole day, whatever, without eating, and not wanting to leave your room, things like that, and you just don't know, and you don't want to tell anybody. You don't want to tell anybody either. You don't want, like, because it almost feels like you're a burden to other people, and everybody tells you the right thing, like, oh, you call, you talk to somebody, you can do this, which you should, but sometimes you want to deal with it yourself. I don't know. It's one of those things. But my point is, ultimately, even with things like that, having a strong support system who can who can direct you into the right direction. They know how you move. You know how they move. Um, and it's daily. It's every single day. And also that support system, you got people who don't mind also telling you no. Like, hey, this is not a good idea to do this. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't go to the bar for the fourth day in a row. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe they tell you indirect, like, hey, man, my wallet's a little bit short. But other times it could be, brother, you need to stop going. You need a day off. You need to, things like that. So it's those little things. So however you could do to stay closer together, um, you know, what has been a challenge for all of us, I'll lump in Eli in this, he knows
Yeah.
what's been a challenge. We've had friends who have moved away for greater opportunities. But there was a time not long ago, we were all here.
Right.
We were all here at this town. We all worked together. Like, it was one of those things where, I ain't gonna lie, maybe we took that job back then for granted because we all worked together. So it's like, I gotta go to work. I get to see my friends. Oh, I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. Come on. Right?
Right.
But we got friends who took jobs, you know, in other places, other states. And there was a part of me that handled it the wrong way. Like, how dare you make your life better at my expense? Well, that's selfish of me.
Right.
But how do you stay connected? We have a fantasy football league that we've kept intact for all these years, where we have to talk to each other. We got people who make stupid trades all the time and outbid people for. I'm sorry, I had to get something off my chest. But no, I'm kidding. But that's how it. Maybe we don't work together fully anymore. We're not around each other in person
Right.
anymore. But those little things, the fantasy football, like, I'm in a couple leagues simply because we're great friends, And that's how you stay together. Family group chats. Even if you don't fully like my family, extended family, they text fast. There was a day I had like 50. I was in a Zoom meeting for work that lasted 45 minutes. I look at my phone after the meeting, I have 45 missed text. My family texts fast. But as long as you're participating and staying involved, things like that, and that's the stuff that matters. So
Right.
my long-winded answer to my message, uh, even when it's tough, find a way to stay engaged uh, with loved ones. And then my other message too, uh, even if the seasons change, you can still pray. You can still not, you know, try not to hold grudges. I know that's tough, but you know, the one thing I'll mention it on there. So for 5 years I was together with a lovely lady. She's fantastic, fantastic, and she's a great person. And one thing you don't realize that you kind of take for granted a little bit, it's like, man, once you're that deep, you meet their family and things like that. So if you break up, not only do you break up with your significant other, you
Right.
don't get to see their family anymore. You don't get to see friends and stuff like that. So you know, I don't know if it is finding a way to stay connected or things like that. But you know, there's a ton of great people. So that's my thing. And again, go hard every single day. Attack the day. If your feet can't reach the floor,
You're not supposed to
don't
give that
judge my
away.
feet. No, at least yours is respectable. I've had it up here this whole show.
Hey,
I don't blame Eli. Eli's like, I got you up on the knees, and then once we started taping, like, oh, this is kind of
but you're
comfortable, and all they're
comfortable.
seeing is.
Hey, but you know what? That's what it's all about. It's about being comfortable, having a good conversation, and you're comfortable, and I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, hey, so I just want to tell everybody, go ahead, subscribe to Inside Edge Network to bring so we can bring you more great shows like this one. We got great shows on there. You know, the main event, Jersey Chasers. What else?
We got, of course, the pregame show
Yeah,
each Sunday before the Browns lose or no win because Shador Sanders is playing now. So Shador's playing. We might get some W's. So definitely check that out. Your show and also Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast.
yeah,
Myself, Kyle Cornell. Uh, if you want positive thoughts on AEW, do not watch the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. you
yeah,
won't get it there. But no, it's a great time. A lot of good stuff
100%. But
on our shows.
yeah, so like I said, we need you guys so we can keep bringing good shows like that. So go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and
There's one new one.
what's the new
Can you
one?
get it? Come on.
TikTok.
Yes.
Hey, look, it took a little persuading here to get me to do it. I'm owed, sorry, but yeah, we'd love if you guys would subscribe to all those. We would greatly appreciate it. It helps us out, and also I'm always going to say that's where you can find all of us at, and I'm also going to say check on your folks. Mental health is very important to me. I'm always going to end with this. Suicide prevention is big. So check on your friends, check on your family. Um, make sure they're good, especially through this season. And with that being said, stay real, stay kind, and remember every voice matters. Love you guys.